Three giants of history, three champions of the free world. Roosevelt, de Gaulle and Churchill united in the war against Hitler. But away from the eyes of the world, they were locked in a bitter battle of wills, from admiration
walk together in majesty
to suspicion.
He promised not to act unilaterally, then had done so.
And loathing.
De Gaulle did not want to shake hands.
The Tangled Alliance, Allies at War, begins Tuesday at 9 on BBC Two.
Art and alcohol on BBC Two this evening. Andrew Graham Dixon on Cruikshank's rediscovered masterpiece of Victorian society and the Demon Drink. That's in just under an hour. Newsnight now on BBC Two, the last of the Saturday election specials with Kirsty Walk.
2 million children living in poverty. 1 in 5 adults unable to read properly. 25,000 people a year dying unnecessarily of cancer. Welcome to Britain, the world's 4th largest economy. Are we simply too mean to pay up to put things right? Hello, welcome to the last of our 3 Saturday editions of Newsnight, in which we explore the big issues that will loom large after the election. Tonight, the parlous state of Britain's public services. We still act like we could run an empire. Who are we trying to kid? The man from the Wall Street Journal tells us where we're going wrong. And our token politician for the night, the Conservative Steve Norris, joins American and European observers of British life to discuss whether we're a country of cheapskates.
I would like to be allowed to campaign, please.
Michael Crick has been tracking one of the Tory big beasts in his constituency. And look who's dropped in.
The money is for returning.
And how do you deal with apathy? You need a bit of emotional rescue. But are we just a shot away from this? Critics of William Hague's campaign have berated him for not making more capital out of the malaise in our public services. It's not as if he hasn't had plenty of opportunities. This week, head teachers have likened England to a third world country because of teacher shortages. The chairman of the BMA's Consultants Committee has said he wouldn't want his own family to receive the sort of healthcare he and his colleagues are often forced to provide. And half of our GPs are threatening to resign. This has not gone unnoticed in the foreign press. Particularly a coruscating 12-page article in the German magazine Stern, which spoke in apocalyptic terms of a sickness abroad affecting not only animals but the whole country. Is the problem that we're just not prepared to pay the level of taxes that deliver good trains, good schools and good hospitals? Sue Townsend, the creator of Adrian Mole, and Joe Klein, who wrote Primary Colours, are among those joining us to debate this shortly. But first we ask Mark Champion of the European edition of the Wall Street Journal to check us out.
Crossness Pumping Station, the guts of a massive public infrastructure project, London's sewers. Built by Sir Joseph Bazalgette from 1859, this system was the pride of Victorian Britain. A matter of pomp and circumstance, you might say. But it took a crisis to get politicians to stump up the cash.
In the middle of the 19th century, all of London's sewage flowed into the River Thames, which caused an appalling smell and also polluted the water supplies. And one of the results of this was that 40,000 people died in cholera epidemics because they were literally drinking one another's sewage.
What was it that actually forced the government to act?
The crisis was finally resolved by an event known as the Great Stink of 1858, when the smell from the river was so appalling that it caused discomfort to members of Parliament who couldn't use the building.
Bazalgette's marvellous pumping station is retired now. As you can see, it's being lovingly restored. But the rest of the sewage system that he built 150 years ago is still working well. And that is a lot more than you can say for many of Britain's other public services, for its schools, its hospitals, its trains. This is the world's 4th largest economy. It's been enjoying a period of vibrant economic growth. And yet, to an outsider, some of these public services look like they're falling apart. For years, they have been starved of investment. And now, quite frankly, they stink.
Public services have been at the heart of this election campaign. All of the main parties are promising to fix them. The only argument is over how to do it. More privatization? More taxes? Only the Lib Dems are promising that. The problem is, if you want snazzy trains and free hospitals like the French have, then one way or another, you'll have to pay